Hey everybody, and welcome back to Ready Steady Play, where we're doing our final thoughts on Ceylon, the game of tea harvesting and contracts fulfilling, but mostly seducing counselors.
It's all about the Wandering Hand.
Called Candy. And Ruhuna and Dimula.
So it's a light Euro game. We have done a full playthrough on the channel, which you might have seen, so you might be coming to this at the end of that. Or maybe you just discovered this all on your own and you just want to know about Ceylon.
It's an island. It has tea.
Sri Lanka was called Ceylon.
So it's a Euro game, but it's got random mechanics because it's got mechanics for randomization. Yeah. It's got some decks of cards here. It's got a deck of things here. It's got some random powers, but they're out from the start. So the game has some replayability, but they're not. So there's some randomization. These territories on the board. There's an element of territory control here, and also.
These will be different, won't they? The ones that
the placement of these elevations will be different, slightly different in each game.
Yep. There are four. There are more powers more council powers we didn't use.
8 council powers. There are also variable player powers that you can use.
We purposefully didn't use.
Which we purposefully didn't use. Yep, there they are, right there. And the variable player powers do have 2 effects. Why am I talking about those now? Let's start with Michael. You won. What did you think of this game?
I was shocked I won. To be fair, what do I think of it?
I was shocked I won.
We were all shocked.
I like how light it is, if I'm totally honest.
It can seem light.
It's not crazy light, I don't think.
But I don't think it's crazy. The thing is, we've played a couple of times where we've played very quickly, and we've also played very slowly.
Yeah.
And so I think
we've benefited from playing quickly.
I think it's better quick when you play quickly.
It can seem like it's going slow as well, and then all of a sudden it escalates and it's over.
Yes, it definitely is a game of escalation. Because the resources become easier to acquire.
Yeah, you start harvesting more and more tea every turn. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you unlock these abilities as well.
You're moving more quickly. Yeah, you're getting more money more quickly. You can plant more easily. You can carry more stuff.
We didn't really utilise each other's plantations, though, either. And I think that...
Chris utilised yours a bit.
Yeah, I gave you 3 points, I think, in total. And I think Mike gave you 1 point as well.
I gave you a point
for no good reason.
Yeah. Other than I was a dum-dum, changed my mind about what I was going to do, and it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah. But I think this, potentially, this technology tracker has a bit too much power.
So you think that some of the things that score in the end game might be a bit imbalanced?
Yeah,
because it itself gives you points as well as being a tiebreaker. I guess it's a majority, quote unquote, to be claimed as well as being the tiebreaker. Yeah, I get that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There is advancing on the technology track has a whole host of benefits with very few drawbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Except advancing too soon.
Yeah, advancing too soon can sabotage you. Furthermore, whenever you do advance, you give money to everybody else. Yeah. Although it's such a paltry sum.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to not do it because of that ever.
Yeah. But what it does do is it gives you the technology tokens, which are extremely good because they give you a lot of...
you double the turn.
Well, extra actions.
You get extra actions, which is great, and you can control exactly what action you want it to be, other than technology, which is huge.
Because the not being able to do the action you want to do is something that really hurt you a lot throughout the game. It hurt me a couple of times very early on in the game.
Well, Chris, you came second, and you did seem to... you looked like you were definitely a contender for first place. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, well, I tore into an early lead, and then fell back at the end. I really liked it.
Did you?
Yeah, it's kind of... I said at the beginning, it reminds me of Rococo, and it still does. I don't know why I like these kind of games so much. It's not mechanically speaking. It's not at all like Rococo. Apart from the area control, there's area control in that as well. I just think it's just a perfect weight to get out fairly regularly.
Yeah,
it's like I could explain this to my parents, and they maybe take the first play would be a bit messy,
and that was my point that I was trying to articulate not very well. When I was saying it was quite light, it's not something that I think anyone could approach this and get on board with it fairly easily.
Yeah,
without it becoming like, oh my god, I'm losing interest because it's too hard. I can't remember everything.
But it satisfies it's crunchy enough to satisfy me, whilst being simple enough for someone like my parents or for people who aren't very, who don't game as frequently or as enthusiastically.
Yeah.
And then the theme, I don't know what I know what it is about me. I love bizarre themes.
It is a random theme.
It's not bizarre. It's just a theme. Like it's like if you told me, "Do you want to play a game about making tea?"
Yeah,
no.
And you were like, "What?"
And the same thing when someone, do you want to play a game making dresses? No, that sounds boring. and the theme is I don't mean it's a terrible theme, but it's not. It's a great theme, but it's a terrible theme. But because it's so unique, it fills me with joy to be playing a game about making tea. Rather than about being space marines roaming the galaxy.
It's been done a million times before.
I love interesting new themes. It's fantastic, and I love the whole it's always your turn. So
you like the follow actions?
I can see that objectively speaking, this is probably a good game. I don't know, maybe a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7 if you push it. I can see that objectively speaking, that's all it is. It's just a good game. Probably wouldn't get a huge amount of replay value. You'd play it a few times, but subjectively, just for unknown reasons, this is a game that I can see myself playing again and again and again with my family.
Interesting.
And
yes, and I played it with people who have had that same reaction. They're like, "This is cool. It's something I think I could get to the table. It's approachable enough." And I think a part of it is that it's got a lot of it's got a lot of crunchy Euro elements, which is what appeals to you.
Yeah.
But then it's got the randomizations of the cards, limiting your optimization. It's got the randomization of these trains, limiting your optimization, and so you can get stuck into these mechanics, but at the same time, these random elements sort of even the playing field to an extent, allowing newer players with a big skill gap to get involved.
Yeah.
And
sorry, go on. No,
find it immensely frustrating for those reasons.
The random elements, just the random.
It's too random.
I lost horribly last time I played this, and yes, I did lose again here, but by just 1 point to second, and even our gap is 9 points, which it's not small. It's not
about 12% of the points.
Yeah,
bit less, bit more.
But could easily be catchable.
You're on 56, and I lost by 9. But so it's but I sometimes feel like the score does not directly reflect the amount of effort I feel I put in.
But that's fine for the type of game it is to me.
Exactly. And I just don't. But there's something about it. I think it's the hanging fruit of the crunch Euro mechanics. I'm like, I
feel teased by it.
I feel teased by it. I'm like, I want to get stuck in. I want to start optimizing everything because that's what I really like.
Have you played Rococo?
I haven't played Rococo.
Because I think that is just that little bit crunchier. And therefore, I think it would satisfy. I think you would not have the same frustration with it. Mm-hmm. So it's also about half an hour longer. It's about 1.5 hours. This is about 1 hour in it, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is about an hour.
But that's why this would be so perfect. Because those days where we only I've recently found a new love for games that are about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
we've been playing a lot of Luxor recently.
Yeah,
which is about 45 minutes an hour, and it's just because I have loads of games that are like 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've got loads of games that are 2 hours or more.
Yeah.
It's very hard. There aren't that as many games. It seems to be a slight niche. There are plenty of them, but there's a slight niche for games that are this length and this weight. And maybe that's it. It's just that I haven't got... There's this hungry gap in my collection, in my palette, and in what I get to play, which this just fills so nicely. Like I could see another alternate reality where I would crush this game and just have a go at it and hate it and be really mean about it because I know there's stuff wrong with it, but it just fulfills that gap so perfectly in my life. I think I love it.
I think as well, like it's also a game where if you don't get good, like you have to pay attention to certain things. It's very easy to have poor tea placement, and if you don't get
poor tea placement,
if you don't get onto placing like a sort of a cluster of tea fields at the start, like if you blow your money accessing these people or buying technologies, then you can really undermine you. Undermine your.
You don't get the most utilized in.
You undermine your
turns.
economy, and then it can be quite hard to get. If you don't have money coming in, it can really slow down for you and slow down your progress. And then you're forced to give points away to your opponents, trying to get tea in order to buy a contract to get money. Yeah. And that can really sort of and there's not a good catch-up mechanic. Like I don't like that people get points when you take their tea. I feel like there needs to be something else to that. I mean, I see
money would make more sense thematically and maybe mechanically.
And they get money, or maybe they get tea as well, because if they're ahead and they've got lots of tea,
that's a good. Yeah,
they might just get thrown out.
That's a good. Yeah.
So it might be suboptimal for them, especially if they're hoarding tea.
And they don't get it.
You can't hoard tea that much, though.
Yeah, exactly, because the max is 5. So because I feel like if you're on the back foot, it can be very hard to get back into. And I think I really enjoyed playing it here with you guys today, but I know that it is possible to have a really frustrating experience with it as well. And that variability makes me cautious.
What was the variability? I mean, presumably it was you played with Michael before, so presumably it's not the people you play with.
No, I've played this a few times before with different people.
And it's not the people you play with. It's been just the
it's me. I had a really bad time.
No, but you're saying you enjoyed this playthrough. Ultimately, you enjoyed playing today.
Yeah, but that's...
You haven't. What's been different? Is it just the way...
Well, that's it. I can't... I've thought about it, and I can't really pinpoint it.
No.
I think it comes out of the cards that you get in hand, the contracts, what people are going for, what they buy. It feels a little... What I'm saying is it feels out of your control. You don't have any agency to do anything about it.
Do you think a hand of 4 cards would make a difference?
I feel like a method to ditch cards, draw more cards might be better.
But then it finishes the game quicker,
the problem with that is the fact that the game takes long.
No, yeah.
I mean, because if you just had 4 cards at hand, you could just have 25%, 33% more cards.
Some way maybe to make buying to make buying technology simpler if you are bankrupt or miles behind. Like if you are 2 behind the next player ahead of you and you're last, you can get technology at a discount or something, which represents you knocking off other people's inventions. You can make the deck 1/3 as big, and then have 3 acts, so to speak, and every time every time you reshuffle the deck, you assess who's winning and have a little catch-up mechanic. Yeah. And so I think that's because I individually I like a lot of what's going on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like the play on the different territories. I really like how you have to buy into this and have a thing down here, and you're playing all these little games looking for points. But I like Michael said, the technology track is so important. And I feel like if you don't tell people that, they're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
And in fairness, you did tell me that.
Telling people about breaking away leading at the start as well.
Yeah, you told me that as well. Yeah, but as I said in the last episode, the reason that I ended up doing that was not really by design. It was the fact that you guys kept giving me the opportunity to take
do it. Yeah,
when I had the money. I was like, because I might need that action. And those actions were super useful.
I mean, and sometimes,
I'm not. So I'm not really. It's not sort of what happened in this game.
I 100% that I win in that scenario. I win.
Yeah, but it's not so much what happened in this game that I'm commenting on. I just mean that I would feel the need when I'm doing a rules explanation to say those kinds of things to compensate for the fact that this is not optimally balanced, I think.
I think this is definitely unbalanced. I think it is, as I said before, the fact that it scores its own points as well as being the tiebreaker. It should just be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, there shouldn't be. I don't think there should be endgame points for this. I like that there's points up here at the top. That's fine. This is a guy who gives you a point every time you advance on it.
Interesting.
Wow.
So if that's in the game, that's super good.
Yeah.
That's one of the random counselors. I mean, you can't just take that out if you find it.
He gives you 2 extra money when you sell stuff.
Yeah.
It's cheat 1 money.
1 off plantation, and that's 3 off buying favor.
Oh, so you get him first. And
get him first, and then get all the others cheaper. So whoever starts in that territory is going to have a heads up.
Yeah, that feels unbalanced. If you're the first player, then if this was in the game, so there's unbalanced aspects. Even the fact that I think it was off camera. I was saying to you, I was asking, do we start with more money or anything because you went first? Because you seem to get not major advantages, but a couple of advantages by going first.
Well, I get first choice of the territory.
Exactly, and there was another, and also the other advantage I saw was that the first card you play, it's much easier for you to deny us useful actions.
Yeah,
you can allow us to plant the first action, or you can allow us to sell first action.
Oh, I actually think that choosing the zone first is the biggest.
And there's no offset for who goes first.
Yeah.
So between that and this and there's some balance.
Doesn't it say the person that goes first is the last person who drank tea or something?
Unless you're using the variable player powers, because these are also things that you can give out. Everyone gets one, and these are things that you can cash in at one point during the game to have a special ability. And they actually have numbers on them, and those numbers determine the player order once these are given out. So you deal.
Presumably, the more they're slightly balanced.
Yeah, so like the one who goes first. They at one point when they take money, they can cash this in to have 5 extra money.
Okay, so one-off ability.
Yeah, but the player who has this 7, they can cash this in at one time to sell and save a tea.
Right, that's much better. Yeah.
Which is much better.
But it's not outrageously better, but it is significantly better.
Yeah, and
why do we play with those?
These are one-off cash-ins. Yeah, they seem imbalanced to me. There's. This one, you can advance twice up the technology track when you cash that one in.
What? That one should be the number 7.
Yeah, check this out. You can just cash this into a favor with one person. Just put down
I
a
don't
favor
even
token
think
with
they're
one
necessarily
person.
unbalanced. They're just in the wrong order.
This is just warp to one tile anywhere on the board without paying anything.
Oh, blind.
And that's 2.
Like, that'd be useful for me, for example, when I kind of did this area quickly, and then I could have just gone zing.
So I mean, I say that I've probably got them all horribly wrong now.
Like I said, there are balancing issues. Objectively speaking, there are.
And I don't like giving out these tactical caveats during a rules explanation. Like if something's really important, critically important to doing well in the game, I will like sort of point it out. I'll say, keep your eye on that. That's really important. Or there's going to come a time where this is scored or something, and that's really important. So I will sort of give people sort of pointers on what to look out for, but I don't want to say things like, you need to do technology, and if you don't, you're going to lose. Because I feel like because one of the joys for me about playing games with new people is seeing the strategies they come up with, and I'm often surprised, and then they do really well, and I'm like, I never even thought of that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't like to lead people sort of down the path to a specific strategy.
There's not an enormous variance in strategy you could employ for this. I think this is, I decided I wanted to get presents everywhere first, and I did. But like apart from
I decided I wanted to buy SLT and I couldn't because I didn't have the cards.
But what else I can't really think of what else I actually said. Right, I'm going to do this strategy. Yeah. I didn't. I decided I wanted presents everywhere. Ideally, I wanted to get this special.
We both wanted to get in there, but then again, you can see that Michael got that one. We got her. We obviously
no one managed to get all of them actually.
Yeah,
I could have taken the very end if I'd wanted to, but I chose to give Michael extra points by mistake instead.
Well, what I did, the thing is, what I did in the game where I did really badly was I prioritized getting this token because I thought this is the only one really where the points can be like captured and taken away, right? Like everything else is in contention right up until the end of the game, but this one, once it's gone, it's gone. So I thought what I'll do is I'll quickly build one in each of the 4 regions and grab that 10 points, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
So what I did was I built the 4 tea things, and then I realized, oh no, now when I harvest, they're all spread out, and I have no money because I've built all these plantations. And that basically cost me the game. From there on in, I couldn't compete. And I was pretty much out of it for the rest of the game.
Well, that's not necessarily true, though, because despite thinking that, you came...
No, but not in this game. That was in my other game. In this game, I ignored that because of my prior. Because of my prior experience, I was like, I'll maybe get one of those, possibly. And then you got it first.
You got the 6, that's not bad.
Yeah, I managed to get the 6.
Yeah, well, so I understand that I'm technically I'm wrong, but
I don't think you can be right or wrong about your opinion. That's one of the reasons why we do whole playthroughs on the channel, because it's so subjective, and I like to show everyone, the game and in its full glory, or not.
I think I'm gonna get this for my family. Yeah.
Yep, I played it with a couple of friends, and they had similar reactions.
And I like something. I thought I was going to win this for most of the game, as we all did, and then I ended up not winning, which is something that would often sour one's experience.
That's true.
And despite that, I think it's fantastic. So,
and I'd point out that I can be a massive hypocrite because I love Above and Below. And I play Above and Below all the time.
Played it.
It's a very, very similar game. It's sort of light. It's got Euro elements, where this is a bit more of a crunchy Euro. Above and Below has this whole storytelling element.
That's why I want to try it.
But I want to try it as well.
It's a bit...
try it together.
It's a little bit funny because to go underground and do the story parts is easily the most fun part of that. The Euro stuff is very light and it's sort of engaging. It'd be good for people who aren't hobby gamers, like people who are just coming to it, and that's why it's so approachable Above and Below, because the storytelling as well is so engaging. But you want to do the storytelling, but it's really suboptimal. The most fun part of the game is the least optimal part of the game. And that's that. So it's not like we don't. A lot of these sort of middleweight games can have flaws and still be entirely enjoyable. So I think it really is sort of about where it fits in with your group,
Yeah.
and who you're going to be playing with, and whether or not you're the kind of person that can tolerate its flaws.
Yeah, it's true, exactly. Because I've been far crueler to much better games. It's so subjective, isn't it? It's just what suits. Like I said, it fits a gap in my collection.
Yep.
Nicely.
Yep, and there is, I think there is something of a deficit in those games because it's got player interaction and it's got some sort of player conflict here, but it's not super aggressive. It's not super angry.
Yeah. And it's very pleasing. It's very just seeing your little colourful tea leaves appear.
Yeah.
But Chris, it's so incomplete. Look how incomplete it is.
Yeah, but
we didn't complete it.
I find it a pleasing. Pleasing.
It's got this fun little tea token for first player.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is the happy tea that you're making. This is probably white tea or possibly tea and milk.
Green tea.
That's one of them.
There we go. We all think that's just why we don't know.
I'm colorblind, so who cares what I think?
What are you going to say?
I was just going to say the exact same thing. I think Chris said it, sorry.
I think this is closing
maybe you
thoughts,
said it.
so sum up the...
Pressure. What I was going to say, regulars will know I'm not the most aggressive, and I think that's one of the things I like about it. It seems that you've got to play optimally, and that might mean screwing people over occasionally, but it doesn't feel like it's massively screwing over people. You just occasionally might go in the space that they want, but it doesn't impede them too much.
I was really losing and you totally shafted me. Just for a few more points.
I don't remember that.
I haven't filmed.
Oh no.
And I like the fact that it's 0/80, not 0/100, because it's different.
Because it's different. It's just gonna...
I don't know why. I don't know why. That's a really weird thing to be the case.
We're not conforming. We're not conforming to the 100s.
But the one money tokens, get some money coins. Use an alternate money. These are the worst. Worst.
Worst.
These are the worst.
Right.
But yeah, I think to sum up, I like it. I don't know.
Don't what?
You like it, but you don't know if you buy it.
Correct.
And sum up, I love it, and I'd happily buy it, even though I recognise its flaws.
But I would happily play it again at someone else's house, or if someone brought it to the pub, or
I'm in the same boat as you. I wouldn't complain harshly about playing it, but I'm not going to buy it for my collection. I think retail is about £40, maybe 35 pounds.
See, it's not massively expensive.
It's not dear. I mean, it's not super dear.
No, it's not. Yeah,
but there's a lot of great games at that price point.
True.
So I guess it depends on where you're at with your collection and what you need.
And
I
if
think
you want tea,
it could be a good entry level into more complex Euro stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of got a Ticket to Ride style mini game.
If you're shrinking, you like the theme even more.
Possibly, or it might take you back to a dark time. We don't know a lot about history. So I think that's us out. Thanks so much for coming on this journey with us, everyone, and we'll see you in the next series for another adventure.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
See ya.